Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 252. And in today's episode, we're gonna speak just a little bit about how do you find those employees who speak freely. So this is a thought exercise. So this is not a right or wrong, or just talk about little strategies here. Then, um, I know that when I was a young safety professional, I thought to myself, I want to get employees involved more, right? But where do I start? I mean, I was young. I didn't really have much experience. Now, in my mind, I thought I had experience. I thought I was super smart and educated, so obviously I could solve this problem. But I had never really thought about how to solve the problem. I just thought I'd walk around and somebody will say, "Oh, could you fix this? Could you fix that?" So all of us have a different culture out there. So if you're, let's just say for this hypothetical situation, I'm hired brand new, walk onto the factory floor. Of course, I've done my new hire, filled out my forms, got medical insurance, all that stuff then. So here I am trying to figure out how am I going to get folks to open up. So first thing is you have to understand there's going to be some patience involved because there are going to be people who say, can I really get action from this person? Is it like the last person? Or vice versa? They are reasonably new, and where they came from, nobody spoke up. So they're still a little hesitant, like, I want to say something. Do I say something? Do I not say something? So, a strategy that's worked very good for me after some trial and errors. I won't say that I pulled it off, in a spectacular fashion the first time. Look around for those employees who speak freely. So, um, they're out there. So sometimes you have to listen to what they're actually saying then. So it's not the person who's complaining about the company. It's not the person who says they're taking away our benefits and they're this, where I mean, so I can't say in a perfect world that it's not those folks, of course, but you'll hear people who really want to solve a problem out there. And so those are the folks who speak freely. So it can be difficult because some people, of course, are dragging in previous experiences with them. So when you find these folks, first thing that you have to do is, of course, is to actually listen to them. You just can't listen enough, but you're not listening. You're just waiting for your turn to talk. You have to actually hear exactly what they're saying out there. And many times these people can fix the issue themselves. Maybe they just don't have the that confidence to fix it. Maybe they've been told you worry about your job, and the safety guy will worry about the safety guy's job. So we don't always know that, but I have found that when you find those employees who speak freely, you listen, you confirm to make sure that you truly understood what they were saying. Sometimes people will speak in slang and acronyms and jargon, and if you're brand new, you may not catch it all. And I know sometimes it's a little bit embarrassing to literally say, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. But it's better just to own it up front and say, could you walk me through it? Let's go walk to your machinery, your drill press, the belt that you work on, whatever that thing is. Walk me through this. Help me to understand exactly what you're saying so I really get a good feel for that. That's also a very good way to build that rapport with people because, like all things, when you're new, they're watching you, you're not really sure. Are you there to help? Are you there just, you say that you're going to help, and not that you don't want to, but you may have your hands tied too. You know, I have uh, I have found people out there that their company is 100% behind safety, as long as it's free. Now, if it's going to cost money to spend 5, 10,000 to upgrade something or do this or do that, well, they may not be for that. But what can you do that won't cost money up front then? So, and you have to have patience also because I have found that as people see results, you'll find where more people will speak freely. So don't think that, oh, I heard a concern, I fixed that concern in a week, and now people are just knocking down my door. You know, you have to go out and find those people. Some people just naturally um, are waiting for their turn to say something. So don't be afraid to actively walk through the floor and say, almost like, "Hey, Bob, I see that your name is Bob. Could you spend a couple seconds walking me through exactly what you're doing here? I'm new here, so I want to understand the hazards that you guys are um, have to go back." And you would be amazed at how many people are super creative at workarounds, and they've come up with ways that, well, we know that it's a hazard. We also know that we've asked about it, hasn't been addressed or fixed, but we've also figured out how to work around this out there, to make sure that we don't do the following activities. So, um, so just to kind of close episode 252, just have some have some patience. You're building that rapport, and when they see action happen, of course, you're going to have people who will speak freely to you more and more and more as they see more and more results. With that, of course, if you hear a concern that after you investigate it, it's really not a concern out there. There may be times that the company says, "Hey, that's all awesome. The person brought it up, but um, that's just not a concern that we're going to spend time and money and effort on." You have to go back, talk to that person, close that loop, tell them exactly why that it is not going to be acted on. You could also have a situation that, not that what the person said was not important, but with so many things happening, it might be number 10 on the list. So it doesn't mean that it won't be addressed. It's not going to be addressed as quickly as the person would like it to be addressed, but you have to close that loop so that they just don't think, but I talked to the guy and it still isn't done. It's been a whole month. I mean, how come my concerns aren't being acted on? So you do have to go back and talk to people again, give them the game plan, what's going on, or better yet, ask them what the game plan is. People are really good at solving their own problems out there. So let's wrap it up. Episode number 252. We just did just a little talk about how do you find those employees who will speak freely out there. So I have found that they're out there. It takes them a little time, for you guys to catch up and do stuff, because um, anytime that you're new, people are just a little hesitant. Doesn't mean that they think that you're a bad person or anything, because they literally don't know you. They're just waiting to see. That's all. So let's wrap it up. Episode 252. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Dr. David Ayers. Have a safe day.